My name is Evelyn. I'm 75 years old, and this is a story I never thought I'd have to tell. It's a story about love, about sacrifice, about betrayal from the one person I thought would always protect me, my son. I gave him everything I had, every hour, every coin, every dream. And in the end, he turned me away like I was nothing. I grew up in Tennessee back when life was simpler but harder. My parents died when I was young. I was raised by my grandmother, a tough, church-going woman who taught me how to survive on beans and bread and pride. I married young. I was just 19 when I met Henry. He wasn't rich, but he had a kind smile and hard-working hands. We had our son, Michael, a year later. When Michael was just 6, Henry died in a car crash. Drunk driver hit him on his way home from a double shift. From then on, it was just me and Michael. I worked 3 jobs at one point: school cafeteria, cleaning houses, and weekends at a diner. I missed birthdays, missed sleep, but I never missed putting food on that boy's plate. Michael was a bright boy, always reading, always asking questions. He loved old cars, and he'd follow me around the kitchen talking about engines and airplanes while I made biscuits. He never had the best clothes, but he had the warmest home. I made sure of that. I used to pack him little notes in his lunchbox. "You're my sunshine," I'd write. "You make me proud." He was my whole world. And I told myself, even if I had to sleep on a cold floor, my son would sleep in a warm bed. When he turned 18, I sold my wedding ring to help him go to community college. Then when he got into university out of state, I took out loans in my name. I even remortgaged my little house, the only thing I owned, to help him get through law school. And when he finally graduated, I cried like a baby. He was the first in our family to get a degree, the first to wear a cap and gown. "You did this, Mama," he said, hugging me tight. I still remember how proud I was. I thought, all those sacrifices were finally worth it. A few years later, he married a woman named Lisa. She was beautiful and sharp-tongued, always dressed perfect, always a little cold. She didn't like me much. I could feel it in the way she smiled, like she was holding something in. But I kept my distance. I was just happy Michael had someone. When they started looking for a house, I offered my savings. $180,000, everything I had left. I said, "Use it for the down payment. You'll build a life there. Maybe a family too." He hugged me and whispered, "I'll never forget this." A year after the wedding, Lisa's mother got sick and they asked me to come live with them temporarily. "Just while things settle," Michael said. I agreed. I had my own small room. I cooked, helped around the house, even watched their dog. But slowly things changed. Lisa didn't like how I folded towels. She said I was too old-fashioned. She rolled her eyes when I prayed before meals. One day, I overheard her say, "Your mom needs to go. She's ruining the vibe." I kept quiet. I didn't want to be a burden. Then came the moment I'll never forget. It was a Sunday morning. I was making pancakes. Michael walked in and said, "Mom, can we talk?" He sat me down and said, "It's time for you to find your own place. Lisa and I need space. You're not getting any younger." I said, "But I thought this was my home too." "I gave you the money." He looked away and said, "You gave it as a gift. It's our house now." Just like that. Not a thank you. Not a sorry. A gift. That's all I was now. Something given and discarded. They gave me 2 weeks. 2 weeks to leave the home I helped buy. I packed my things slowly. One evening, I walked past the kitchen and Lisa had already changed the locks just in case, she said. Michael barely looked at me those last days. I moved into a senior motel. Mold on the ceiling. Cold water some days. But at least, no one told me I didn't belong. I sat on that motel bed and cried for hours. I didn't cry because I lost the house. I cried because I lost my son. I tried to speak with a lawyer, but everything was in his name. No paper trail. No agreement. Just my trust. My love. I started writing a journal. Each entry began with, "Dear Michael. Dear Michael, remember the night you had a fever and I stayed up fanning your face? Dear Michael, remember how you cried when you failed math and I told you failing isn't falling?" I wrote for weeks. He never replied. I mailed one letter. It came back. Returned to sender. Now I sit in a quiet apartment run by the church. I drink tea alone. I read books. I go to Bible study. People ask me why I don't hate him. I don't know if I hate him. I think I just miss the boy he used to be. And I wonder when he looks in the mirror, does he see a man? Or does he see a scared little boy who forgot who gave him everything? Sometimes late at night, I whisper a prayer. Not for justice, just for peace. If you're watching this, maybe you're a parent, or maybe you're someone who's been hurt by family. I just want you to remember. Love them, but protect yourself. Don't give until you're empty. And never be ashamed of the love you gave, even if they threw it away. Because real love doesn't come with receipts. It comes with scars. And stories like mine